Hi, everybody. Coming to you at 3:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm actually in a downtown Portland hotel, KGW television, putting their crews in a hotel tonight to make sure that we were able to get to work for the 4:30 a.m. sunrise start tomorrow morning. So enjoying myself, and I want to give you an update. So again, it's 3:30 right now, and here's the radar that you're looking at. And surface observations confirm that this is all absolutely freezing rain. Now, it shows that there's some light precip starting to work into downtown Portland. The heavier, maybe more noticeable precipitation is down around Salem, where you see the yellow. But this is absolutely freezing rain from Eugene now, slowly at 3:30 in the afternoon, pushing northward, moving up into Portland. If anything, it's been fairly slow moving. And remember, we have the east winds blowing out of the gorge, affecting a very dry, very cold air mass. And that does kind of eat the moisture away, and it kind of slows the movement up to the north. But at 3:30 in the afternoon, I will tell you, temperatures on average in the metro area are 27 degrees. So this is easily freezing rain. And that's what all of the reports show. So the ice warning from the National Weather Service, again, everything in purple, and this is firmly in play right now. It does not include the immediate coast. Current temperatures suggest that that is rain, but freezing rain now moving northward as we go into the early evening, all the way up into Cowlitz County, out through the gorge and into the upper Hood River Valley, which is this little purple extension that you see right there. And I still think as we go into late this afternoon, this evening, and overnight, this will be some freezing precipitation, icy, mixed with snow in the Cascades. If anything, because it's been slower than normal here in Portland, I mean, it's 3:30, and we basically have enjoyed a dry day after that clear start that has become cloudy. So here's what the weather models are showing. So this is 4 p.m. this afternoon, showing the leading edge of the heavier precip just 30 minutes away, starting to move into downtown Portland. Then we're going to start to notice the icy precipitation. So let me just move this. This is 10 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock tonight, the heavier wave has moved through, but there's more precip coming in. Again, this is all freezing rain all the way down into Eugene. And then let me go ahead and move this into 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you in a moment, but at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's likely above freezing in Eugene, likely above freezing in Salem. Maybe not Corvallis. There's a cold pocket around the Coast Range, but likely rain up into Salem, but still freezing rain up into Portland. And then here's the moisture tomorrow morning at, let's see here, it'd be 7 a.m. This is freezing rain in the gorge all the way to the Hood River Valley, and then potentially becoming snow as you go into the Dalles. And then here's 4 in the afternoon. 4 in the afternoon, we really think tomorrow, it's still a wet day, but everything is rain until you get east of 205. And east of 205, it may be rain at 4 o'clock, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. There will potentially be some icing still in the West Gorge before it all starts to clear out. And then we've got going into Thursday morning, some precipitation that's expected to be primarily rain. So how much ice are we talking? This is the North American blended model, national blended model from the National Weather Service. And through, well, let's see here, through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, this is what it shows in terms of pure freezing rain ice accumulation. About 13/100ths of an inch down in Eugene, closer to 2/10 in Salem. And surprisingly, this shows less than 2/10 of an inch in Portland. I've got to think this is too low. I really still believe that. I think Portland's somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch of freezing rain ice accumulation wrapped around branches and trees and on the sidewalks as we go into early tomorrow morning. And then it does show 1/4 of an inch of freezing rain out toward Hood River. And again, I got to believe that's 1/2 of an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of ice as this precipitation keeps coming. And we do not warm in the Portland metro area through the sunrise hours of tomorrow and into the gorge. This is the money map. This is temperatures. So let's play this out. This is starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Everybody's freezing rain until you get down south of Eugene and it's 43 degrees. It still looks like once we get into this evening, we have a south wind that picks up and becomes breezy right up the I-5 corridor. So this is 7 p.m. It shows 37 degrees in Eugene, but still freezing ice in Salem, 32, and freezing ice up into the Portland area. Let's go ahead and play this into 4 a.m. 4 in the morning. What have we got? 44 in Eugene, 41 in Albany, 41 in Salem. This is very believable. Remember, models have been insisting that Salem starts to warm up above 32 as soon as the midnight hour tonight. And once that happens, boom, you change into rain and the entire threat is over. Now, this does show at 4 in the morning, mid 30s in parts of Portland. And I still feel like the most likely scenario is much of the Portland area, due to the east winds that are still gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour out of the gorge, will hold much of the Portland metro area at 30 and 32 with freezing rain into early tomorrow morning. Now, the reality is, as we go through the morning hours, here is 10 o'clock in the morning. I think Portland would be a checkerboard of some areas, maybe out in Beaverton. You go west of the West Hills, you get north of northern Clark County, and you're like, we're not getting the east wind out of the gorge, so we're now warm and it's rain. If you still feel the east wind out of the gorge at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you're still freezing, especially east of 205, Gresham, Camas, Washougal, Fairview, et cetera, et cetera. And then if we go ahead and go into 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all the information shows that this is now fully rain in the Willamette Valley, and you have to get closer to the Hood River to find any icing. But if you've lived here for a while, you know, models bring in warming, they shut off the east wind way too early. So as I've been saying, I still think tomorrow's a wait and see situation for areas east of 205 in terms of when you're going to be warming. I mean, is it possible that certainly downtown Portland is above freezing and 35 in the morning at 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. We won't really know until we get there. It all depends on that east wind. But look at these other temperatures. 4 in the afternoon. That's 48 down in Salem, 46 in Albany, 45 in Salem. And I do still have a forecast high in Portland on Wednesday afternoon, eventually getting up to 43 in the city center. So we'll keep an eye on all of that. This, by the way, shows you at 4 o'clock this afternoon, this huge Arctic air mass. And just follow my cursor. It extends all the way into South Texas. Brownsville, Texas, which is almost to the Mexican border, right down here in South Texas, was freezing this morning. They can go years, seriously, they can go years in South Texas and Brownsville, near the Mexican border, without getting down to freezing. This air mass did do that. And it brought freezing temperatures down around the New Orleans area as well. So again, this is a huge, huge batch of Arctic air. And it's going to take a little while to get out of here. So let's go ahead and play this into Thursday. So Thursday at 4 o'clock, we believe that even in the Columbia River Gorge, at least in the Hood River, odds are favorable that we'll start to pull out of the Arctic air. Now, there's at least a chance that Hood River is still freezing rain with 30, 32 degrees at 4 tomorrow afternoon. But certainly as we go into Thursday, I think odds really increase that starting to warm. Let me play this into Saturday. Now, I know we're getting into the weekend. This is Saturday at 4 p.m. Here's the Arctic air in purple now moving all the way east of Denver. Now, there's still some Arctic east wind and surface feeds that will bring some colder air our way, but clearly we're going to be pulling out of the coldest Arctic air. So these are the 3:30. It's now 3:35 as I record this. These are the 3:30 observations. Remember, I'd forecasted a high of 30 in Portland. Now we've covered that. I tried to be within 4 at least. So 27 in Portland, 27 Salem, 27 Eugene. But clearly the table is set for all precipitation going into this evening and coming into Portland and within the hour of being increasing freezing rain and getting very quickly big time ice. Well, let's say serious ice accumulations into the evening. It's only 19 in Bend. Notice how the coast, which was not in the ice warning, is above freezing. And it's just rain for you folks. In fact, at 4 p.m., it's above freezing up in Seattle as well. So again, if people watch this stream from over in Central Oregon, they're saying that tomorrow afternoon in Bend, we get up to 43. That'd be great. Kind of a mixture of snow and sleet overnight tonight, but clearly warming up tomorrow. Then after a cold start, 40 on Thursday, 36 on Friday. So we'll see how that materializes. It's 27 in Portland. This is the day planner. Let's see if this comes true. This is tied to the National Blended Model. Shows 30 at 7 o'clock, freezing rain, 31 at 10 o'clock. Now, this does give us above freezing by 4 a.m., but I really think the modeling is not giving enough respect to the east winds blowing out of the gorge. So, but we'll see. But you can clearly see the modeling is trying desperately to bring some warming into the area. Here's my 7-day forecast. Eventually up to 43 tomorrow. And then I've got us all above freezing and in the 40s into the weekends. We get back to normal and kind of rain at times. It's a pretty wet pattern, not only through the weekend, but into the first part of next week. And I do want to tell you that the modeling, this is interesting to me. There's a low that approaches the coast Thursday during the day into Thursday night, and it reignites a stronger east wind pull coming out of the gorge, which is cold air advection. The modeling is showing that if we have some decent precipitation Thursday overnight and Friday morning, notice I'm forecasting 35 in Portland City Center, it's at least possible that Friday morning there would be parts of the valley down to freezing with some sort of a mix of freezing rain or sleet. It's possible that's a fairly dry period, but that's just something I'm watching. So again, kind of sketchy in terms of when we completely pull out of the winter threat. It will happen as we go into the weekend. By Sunday, I'm going 40, 46, Monday, 41, 48. Okay. So that is your update for now. Very important that you, I think, if you have to get out the door tomorrow morning on Wednesday, set your alarm a bit early, get up, especially in the Portland area, look out the window, go to my weather site, portlandweather.com. You can find the current observations and see what's going on. You folks in Salem, without question, will be above freezing. It will be just rain when you wake up tomorrow morning. Okay. But on this Tuesday afternoon, now 3:38, that is your update. I appreciate you listening to my video. My weather site's portlandweather.com. If you haven't hit subscribe, it really helps me to my YouTube channel. Once you hit subscribe, you will also get alerts or messages as to when I post a new video. That's the way that works, okay? For now, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I'll talk to you soon.